Kylie Jenner has been getting some backlash following being revealed as the cover of this month's British Vogue. Some of the questions that she answered in the interview have gotten her some criticism online, and people are also wondering what's the status with her and Timothée Chalamet. Some new photos reveal that the two of them seem to still be together. There's also some other things related to the Kardashian family that we are going to be getting into, so let's get into everything. British Vogue revealed Kylie Jenner as their latest cover, and written on it is a quote saying that she thinks she's misunderstood, trying to answer questions in the cover story about who she really is, how she's changed over the years, and how she feels the internet has seemingly gotten her all wrong, and how they're kind of to blame. She said to British Vogue, "I do think I'm misunderstood." She continues, "By Kylie and Chris's account, pre-camera, Kylie was an all-singing, all-dancing fireball of jazz hands and feather boas, found belting out numbers atop the family pool table, her de facto stage of choice. Typical Leo," she deadpans. "Always the loudest and silliest in the room. But times change. Now when I walk in a room, I'm trying to be quiet. I'm just," she trails off. "Watching I pause it, she stares back at me carefully. Yeah." In the early days of the Kardashian reality show, Kylie was so young and she was being silly and goofy with Kendall. And in her teenage years, she posted tons of videos on social media. But as she got older, she stopped sharing so much. And she's talked about before how she stopped showing her personality so much to the public. And back in 2020, she actually sat down with, crazy enough, James Charles to talk about the fact that she doesn't really show her personality online.
You have literally, like, your personality is so fun. Every time you walk in the room, it's instant laughs. Like, you're always cracking jokes. You're so nice to everybody and stuff. But I feel like from obviously like being online, a lot of people don't know like how cool you actually are.
I think that I showed my personality, like my true personality, for so long on Vine, and
Which that was like 5 years ago.
I know, when I first started Instagram,
Yeah.
and then I just, as I got bigger and bigger, I just realized, like, I don't know, when people used to say mean things about how I really am and my personality and what I love the most about myself, it would hurt me more than like almost playing a character, like not showing people everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just started like doing a little less.
I hate
Which is
that.
sad.
Yeah, that is
Sad.
sad.
It makes me sad. You know, even for you to say like, you're always so funny and you like, that's a bigger compliment to me than if you already knew. I don't know, it's something that's sacred.
And in 2022, she opened up about the same thing with Hailey Bieber.
I think that when I showed my personality too much or shared a little bit too much, people just had more access to say things about the real me. So I decided to push back a little bit. And I think definitely when I got pregnant and started, you know, having kids, I think that I just have a different relationship with social media. And I think my priorities are just in a different place. And I really have real life to do now. I think before, when I was on social media, I dedicated my whole life to that. I would wake up, I would Snapchat my breakfast. You know, I just can't do that anymore. I think that things get overanalyzed and misconstrued, and you kind of just have to accept that. I think that I have probably the toughest skin on the planet because millions of people have said things about me, decided who I am. That's not even me. It's hard to like just swallow that. My friends and my family know who I am, so that's really all that matters.
And in British Vogue, it seemed she was saying the same thing of having changed how she is to the public. Though tons of people did have something to say about Kylie feeling misunderstood, tweeting, poor misunderstood Kylie. There is something deeply unserious about Kylie Jenner being on the cover of British Vogue this month with this whole "I'm misunderstood" tagline, when what is she so misunderstood about? Being silly? The Confessions of Kylie Jenner. I think I'm misunderstood. Be so effing for real. But it does seem like Kylie feeling like she at one point shared too much of herself with the public has led her to reconsider how much she wants to share of her kids. I've noticed people commenting on her sister's family photos wondering why they've blurred or put an emoji over her daughter Stormi in some of their photos. Chloe received a comment recently that said, "Why hide Stormi's face?" And she said, "Because her mommy asked." And though people might feel like Kylie isn't some misunderstood celebrity and have all of these things to say about her, I do think that protecting her daughter and wanting to keep her more out of the public eye is really nice. She does still post her children, but it seems like she's really making sure it's not excessive. People noted that she posts a lot with her son, but maybe it's because he's younger and she might think that there isn't much the public can really say about a toddler, but as they get older, there's more to critique, and just based on what she said about herself, herself. Maybe she wants to preserve their personalities and not have them feel like they can't be themselves or something. Kylie had later attributed getting cosmetic surgery at a young age to things that people had said about her online, and it's possible she just doesn't want that same feeling for her kids, especially her daughter. Though obviously people have been very critical over the Kardashian family because they have caused unrealistic beauty standards. So that obviously has a lot of people talking that she's blaming the internet for wanting cosmetic surgeries for herself, and people online have been saying forever that, you know, her family is promoting these unrealistic body standards with surgeries that they're not revealing to the public and making other people feel bad about themselves by saying that they are working out and they're natural and that's how they're, you know, looking the way that they are when they're not being honest about things. And so it's just a mess. Everyone's blaming each other. But when talking about procedures and her thoughts on the past, British Vogue wrote, yes, there have been cosmetic procedures. With hindsight, she now wonders if she might not have had a boob job so young. But the judgment levels, my God. The world put a lot of pressure on a teenager, me, to make the right decisions. And I just have to be gentle with myself because although I carried so much responsibility in the moment, I was just trying to do what was best for me. I was just trying my best as a human. I have to realize it's okay, Kylie. She still sounds shocked by it all. Truthfully, looking back, I'm like, God, I was 17, 18. I'll also just throw out there that she did deny using the now popular weight loss drug Ozempic in this interview, saying, I see pictures online and people are accusing me of being on drugs or something. You mean they mistakenly think you were taking Ozempic or some such? Yeah, she's annoyed by it, pointing out people forget she's just a 20-something post-kid. I'm back at my weight I was before I had my daughter and son, and people are putting side-by-sides of me 3 months postpartum. I'm like, does everyone forget that I had 2 children and I gained 60 pounds both pregnancies? So she's saying that she just lost the baby weight and it wasn't Ozempic. She's just a 20-something that had some kids and now she's back to how she looked before, without being on drugs. In terms of her and Timothée Chalamet, the two are still together, which some are still not able to process, but he was getting off of the jet recently from her birthday trip, so that was pretty much confirmation that they were still together. And people think that he might have been the one snorkeling in this video that her friend Stassi posted on Instagram. In British Vogue, they confirmed him as her partner, and though she didn't want to speak on it that much, they did write that they were in fact a couple and noted that she does go to New York City to visit him and somehow isn't noticed by those around and paparazzi, as she can get away with going undercover over there. But other than that, she did want to keep things private about their relationship. Now, in some other Kardashian news, aside from the sisters having laid mildly low since their last season of the Kardashians wrapped, which made some noise if you guys remember, Kim was constantly criticized every single week a new episode came out because of how she was judging Khloe for her parenting in every episode, as she felt like Khloe was just not living her life enough, and then people online were like, Kim, Khloe's just being a good parent, and then judging Kim turned into a whole thing. But the sisters are confirmed for another season, and until then, some of the other things that have been talked about in terms of them, especially Kim, have to do with the drama between her and Taylor Swift and Kanye West, as people felt like Taylor was confirming that she had in fact thrown shade at Kim and Kanye on her new album. There had already been some speculation that one of the songs on her Tortured Poets Department album was about Kim. The song is titled Thank You Amy, and the letters capitalized in the title spell out Kim. People speculated as their feud began back when Kanye interrupted Taylor during the VMAs in 2009, and Taylor and Kanye seemingly made peace for a second there, but not for too long, as in 2016, Kanye released a song in which he said, I feel like me and Taylor might still have. Why? I made that be famous. Goddamn, I made that be famous. Taylor called him out for it, and Kim leaked a conversation between the two of them where Taylor seemingly granted Kanye permission for the name drop in the song. Taylor received a ton of hate with people calling her a liar and a snake, and the full call was actually released in 2020, and it revealed that Kim had released an edited version to meet Kanye's narrative and make Taylor look bad. And since this all, Taylor, Kim, and Kanye have obviously not been on good terms, which led people to believe that Thank You Amy was in fact directed at Kim. And now it seems totally confirmed because this past week, Taylor released a new digital version of her album, and it includes her performance of the song Thank You Amy and her song Mean performed live in London. And this time, Thank You Amy capitalized the letters that spell out yay. So it seemed pretty clear that this was in fact directed at Kanye, and the original version is directed at Kim. So it certainly had people talking about the Kardashians this week. But that is pretty much what has been going on in the Kardashian Jenner circle recently. I certainly want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on everything. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.